Hey friends, welcome back to another video. If you are new to my channel, my name is Jolene and I film lifestyle, housekeeping, and faith-based videos. And if you've been here a long time, then you know that's what I've just switched over to. But today's video, if you cannot see by the title, I am doing a pregnancy update. I haven't talked a whole lot about how my pregnancy is, how it's progressing and how it's doing. And it's been an interesting past 20 weeks, let me tell you that. I'm not going to be doing like trimester updates. As of, well, yesterday I hit 21 weeks. So I thought now would be a good time to do like a pregnancy update from like when we found out to present day. And then I would do another pregnancy update once we get closer to my due date. And so to start off, so yes, I'm right about the 21 week mark. So I'm just over halfway through this pregnancy. And we found out, if you haven't seen my pregnancy announcement, I suggest going and watching that first. But we found out that we were expecting right around 3.5 weeks. I'm an early tester, so, and the only reason I tested is I was getting some tests done to figure out why we kept having these early pregnancy losses. Again, if you're new here, I've had 5 early pregnancy losses, ranging from knowing we were pregnant for days to carrying baby for 8 to 9 weeks. So I was seeing a gynecologist to get that all sorted out, and I had to get blood work done on cycle day 21 and then on cycle day 3. So cycle day 21, I went and I got that blood work done. And in between there and cycle day 3, I took a pregnancy test and we found out we were expecting. So we canceled cycle day 3 blood test because now it was no longer needed, or it would be useless to get done. And honestly, from there to almost 5 weeks, I was in such shock that I was pregnant again, because I just assumed we were going to miscarry again because we hadn't gotten answers yet. And it was devastating. I didn't want to go through another loss because we had been through so many and we had wanted another baby for such a long time. And around 4 weeks, so yeah, right at 4 weeks, we had to go to Calgary for appointments for my son. And I kind of just tried to brush it off for now and focus on Connor and what he needed to get done. And there were times that I actually forgot that we were pregnant because I was in such disbelief. But anyway, I spoke with my doctor at when we found out we were pregnant, and he too was like, okay, well, here we go again. But the one thing we did differently was I had more ultrasounds done in the first trimester, not just the one, I had more. And they started me on synthetic progesterone at week 6. And from week 6 to week 12, I was on this progesterone. And let me tell you, that progesterone did a number on me and my emotions. If you were to ask my husband how the first trimester was, you know, it's probably better off that you don't. I think I was kind of a bear to live with. And the thing is, I knew I was acting out like that when I had done it. And I hated myself for acting out like that, but it was, my emotions were just so out of control. The best way to describe how I was feeling was I was the smartest person and nobody else was. They were dumb, and that is not the case at all. And so I had to work with myself. And so when my doctor finally told me at 12 weeks I could stop taking it, it was such a huge relief. Within days, I could just even feel my attitude getting better. And it might have also been that I wasn't feeling as sick anymore, because that also plays a huge role in, you know, your attitude when you're in the first trimester. Because yeah, from weeks 6, 7, 8, 9, well, basically week 6 to week 15, I was very sick. I was taking diclectin for the nausea and vomiting, and every time I would try and go off of it, I would vomit again. And with Connor, I could stop taking it at week 15 and my nausea was basically gone. So unfortunately, I'm 21 weeks and I'm still taking diclectin. I'm slowly easing off the dosage now, just to see what my body is going to do. I really don't want to have to take it the entire pregnancy. But so yeah, so week 6, 7, 8, and 9, nothing really exciting happened, I guess, besides just the constant anxiety of losing this pregnancy because of how many we have lost. And around week 8 and 9 is when we found out baby had died. So I was pretty anxious at that point. But at week 10, I had a subchorionic hemorrhage. And if you don't know what that is, go look it up. I'm not going to explain what it is. But anyway, when that happened, we thought we were going to miscarry. And I thought I had miscarried because when it first happened, my husband took me to the ER and they did an ultrasound and they couldn't find anything, but there was just one of those bedside ones that isn't very high quality. So she said, you're going to have to come back for an ultrasound within a couple of days. And I had an ultrasound booked a couple days later for my dating one. So we went home expecting baby to have gone. So we told our friends and family that we had miscarried and that it was just, I was very down. So Brent stayed home from work that day and the next day. So that was on a Wednesday. Thursday he stayed home as well with me. And then Friday he stayed home until we had our dating ultrasound. And at that ultrasound, it showed that there was still a baby there was still a heartbeat, everything looked really good. And so we were like, well, why did this happen? And so I had an appointment with my doctor and he told me to do partial bed rest because I have a toddler who can't walk, so full-time bed rest isn't really an option for us. So I was on partial bed rest. So when Brent was around, then I did no lifting Connor or anything. He did it all, and I was supposed to take it easy. Because every time I would go for a walk or overexert myself or things like that, it would happen again. And so I knew I had to take it really easy until that healed. And that went away. I think it was around week 13 that it finally stopped altogether. So we were very thankful for that. So around 13 weeks, my heartburn picked up and I got put on a heartburn medication because that was also causing me to vomit. And I really wish I didn't have to be on all these medications, but I throw up so incredibly easy and I can't be that sick. I was trying natural methods and for the most part they were helping. So I'm going to do a whole nother video on what natural supplements I've been using to get me through this pregnancy. I'm not going to do it in this one, but I will say there were Digize is an essential oil from Young Living that I've been using very faithfully for the past 2 years because I am prone to heartburn and acid reflux. So it's normal for me to be using it. So I was using that even more now with my heartburn, and I would say it was easing it slightly, but not enough to ease the vomiting. Around week 14, I thought I felt the baby move for the first time, but I will never know for sure. So besides that big scare at week 10, from there till now, things have been normal. I have had my dating ultrasound already and baby looks really good. We got to see the feet and they look straight. We got to see baby's arms and hands and fingers and they were up by baby's mouth, which Connor, he didn't do that. So that was really nice to see. and baby is super, super active. So we are extremely thankful for that. One thing I will also mention here is I suffer from, see if I can even say this right, gestational thrombocytopenia, which is gestational low platelets. If you don't know what platelets are, they are blood clotting agents within your blood. And mine are usually on the lower side, so 150 and up is where they're supposed to be. Mine, when I'm not pregnant, you range from 120 to 130. When I was pregnant with Connor, they dropped down to 70, and that is why I had the delivery that we did. I was put under general anesthetic for a cesarean because he was footling breech. But anyway, my platelets are low again. They're officially below 100, and my doctors will not let me get below 70. They're going to try and find my sweet spot, because 70 is like the safest point for me to deliver baby without severe hemorrhaging, and it will be early. So the plan for our labor and delivery is I'm attempting a VBAC, and they're going to schedule me for an induction when my platelets hit that, what they call the sweet spot. So right around the 70 mark. And so we're really hoping and praying that my platelets will stay up until we reach at least 37 weeks. So that way I can have a safe delivery. Connor came at 37 weeks, 4 days, right when I hit 70. So I don't know if my body automatically knew that's when I was supposed to deliver, or it was just a coincidence. We won't know. My doctor didn't know. So we're just kind of waiting it out at this point. So yeah, that is where we are at. Not a whole lot, I guess, but I'm not the kind of person to go into a lot of detail when it comes to my pregnancy. But like I've said in previous videos, I started YouTube for video journaling, and it's something I thoroughly enjoy doing. So that is why I'm posting and sharing this to YouTube for me to watch later on, and for anybody else that has the same kind of pregnancy. And if you've gone through a subchorionic hemorrhage, it's a scare. I'm sorry, and I wish that didn't have to happen. Pregnancy is scary enough with all those little scary things happening in the pregnancy. And if you suffer from low platelets, again, there too, I feel you. It's hard, not the day-to-day life, but knowing that it affects your delivery and the way you wanted things to go. But anyway, that is going to be all for today's video. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. Subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so you get notified when I upload new content, and I will see you all in my next video. Goodbye, guys.